Hey guys, it's Jerry. Today, Jeff and I are going up the beautiful roads of Angeles Crest Highway to test out Jeff's Tesla Model 3 mid-range and my BMW 430i Gran Coupe. We're gonna see how these entry-level sports sedans perform on the canyon roads. So here's how you can tell us apart. Jeff is the cool looking one with the shades. The white interior is the Model 3 and the black interior is the BMW 430i. So let's go drive. My friend took me rock climbing for the first time last night. Probably not a great idea, so I'm gonna come driving the next morning. Can't feel my fingers at all.
Alright, so my job today, I'm gonna try to lose Jerry. Let's see if that's possible.
Alright, let's go. Come on, Jeff.
I actually haven't driven this car up ACH yet. Usually I take my Boxster, so pretty fun. So there's a couple advantages to this car which I think makes it a good canyon carver. One, I think is, a lot of people say it's a detractor, but I actually think it's a positive, and that's the lack of noise. So what that does is it lets me listen to the tires and hear, how they're doing.
I can go into these corners at around 60 miles per hour without any problem at all. Oh, here we go.
This car corners pretty well. Like I'm hustling it pretty good here, and it's, I feel very confident. I don't feel like on the verge of losing control really.
Even though it's a 4-cylinder, it has enough torque to get you up these hills. You hear the rumble.
Power delivery is instant, so that's another plus. So you can really adjust the rear through your throttle input.
Now, when you're in the regular drive mode, there is a slight delay when you press the gas pedal and when the car actually goes.
Let's see, Jerry, let's look at Jerry.
Wow, this turn. So what'd you think about the car?
I thought my car was pretty nice. It surprised me in a lot of ways.
BMW is still better than Tesla at the corners, right?
I don't know. We'll have to find out.
All right, let's swap.
Yep, let's do it.
Let's do it. All right, let's try Just Fancy Tesla.
Let's see. Oh, picks up pretty well. So immediately I feel like I'm sitting a lot taller, and yeah, and also the fact that there's like an engine with the transmission and everything, throttle response is not as quick.
An instant torque on this car is just great.
I actually feel more disconnected in this car than in my car. Like the steering actually feels very light for a BMW.
The steering is pretty stiff. It's stiff, but it's really smooth. But I'm not getting any road feel from the turns.
However, I do have to say the brakes are really good. They're quite sharp, so I do appreciate that.
The thing about electric cars is that once you lift off the gas, it starts slowing down right away. Ooh, okay.
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi. So it took me 4 seconds to shift up to the next gear. So that, that's a little disappointing compared to, when I drive my Tesla.
Okay, so this corner, I don't feel any understeer as well. But for the previous Tesla I owned, the long-range version, it definitely had understeer. So I guess the mid-range version does corner a lot better, and it's very comparable to the BMW.
I mean, it corners pretty flat. I'm going in a pretty good clip. It feels okay.
I mean, I can push the corners pretty fast, and I'm pretty confident that the car can handle it. I mean, electric cars are really fun in a different way, in that it's really silent. So you get to experience going fast without the engine noise. But this new experience isn't bad at all.
BMWs, I mean, their engines are pretty good. The response is pretty good for a gas car, but it's still not the immediate punch that you get in the Tesla. I do have to say though, I think the ride is pretty good considering this car is on 19s. It does feel very comfortable. The coupe, it looks really nice because it's very, sleek. It has a low window line compared to the normal 3 Series. However, I think from the visibility standpoint, it does impact it a little bit. I mean, yeah, definitely not a bad car. Just I think the Tesla still edges it.
What do you think about the BMW?
I think it was probably better than I expected, but I still think that it's not as dynamic as I would want. The steering, first of all, the ratio is slower. I felt like I had to do more angle to get the same input compared to the Tesla. Second, the steering felt very light. I'm used to BMWs having heavier steering, and it just felt very disconnected, even more so than the Tesla. The powertrain is kind of, sometimes it feels very powerful once it's in the power band, but sometimes you could just kind of catch it like off guard if it's in the wrong gear. You'll just have to wait for it to kick down, and you're just not knowing. And I guess coming from driving this car for a few months now, I'm just used to immediate passing power. The brakes are really good. The brakes are very sharp. One final thing is, like, I think I've gotten spoiled by the visibility in the Tesla. It feels very, you can see a lot more in front of you because the cowl in front is so low compared to, the 4 Series, and most cars are like that. So what do you think of my car, Jerry?
It was much better than I expected, than I had imagined, because with my previous Model 3, it had a heavier battery. But with your mid-range one, they shaved more than 200 pounds off, and that makes a huge difference on the corners. I didn't feel any understeer. The steering, I wasn't getting any driving road feel. But yeah, overall, I think these two cars do a fantastic job. After driving both cars, we were surprised how close they were in handling and performance. But all in all, the Tesla Model 3 and the BMW 430i are excellent sports sedans. They are a ton of fun to drive, and I guess that's what really matters. Isn't it? Alright, thank you for watching. Hope you liked the video.
This is our first driving video. We're going to be doing more in the future. If you have any critiques or comments, please let us know in the comments box below. And if you haven't done so already, please be sure to like and subscribe. As always, this is Jeffrey.
This is Jerry, signing off. That's a good drive.